United States of America. It is hereby ordered, Section 1, purpose and policy. Over the past decade, Americans have witnessed a concerted and widespread effort to rewrite our nation's history, replacing objective facts with a distorted narrative driven by ideology rather than truth. This revisionist movement seeks to undermine the remarkable achievements of the United States by casting its founding principles and historical milestones in a negative light. Under this historical revision, our nation's unparalleled legacy of advancing liberty, individual rights, and human happiness is reconstructed as inherently racist, sexist, oppressive, or otherwise irredeemably flawed. Rather than fostering unity and a deeper understanding of our shared past, the widespread effort to rewrite history deepens societal divides and fosters a sense of national shame, disregarding the progress America has made and the ideals that continue to inspire millions around the globe. I agree with everything that was just said. So what's the issue?
History should be factual and not based on your feelings.
I agree with everything that
This why we gotta this why black people out of kind, we gotta gatekeep our initiative, because we'll have people that come from over here that wanna flat blackness and then buy into this American idea that washes out the building of what the actual foundation of what America is, which is literally black.
Wait, I'm doing that?
Hell yeah. If you agree with that shit, yeah, you
100% you are, King. 100% you are.
Oh, you guys.
Look, they're basically saying, listen, King, please.
You're not going to hide my ancestry. You're not going to hide my ancestors.
King, you're basically saying, look, King, history should be history.
By making that Indian woman with that fucking record dot in the middle of her forehead, by trying to call her black? Huh?
Nobody
We're not talking about that. We're not what you're saying.
Hey, listen.
By allowing a bunch of fucking wetbacks across the fucking border to take over that fucking city? That's not erasing blackness. You have a bunch of chilies. You have a bunch of chilies out the fucking border.
Yes, welcome Isa. Welcome Isa. Thank you. One mic on, the other Hermana. Chill.
Try to faster, please.
What's up, Lisa? How you doing, baby girl?
Hello.
Chili.
What's going on?
Baby back with you.
So we're discussing it's in the chat, we're discussing the
Chili's baby
executive order, which is
so
dismantling, Black History Museum. But all I wanted to say was, history is history and truth is truth. You can't just say we're going to not have this history because it makes me feel sad. That is literal, so dangerous.
Wait,
So dangerous.
so crazy, but you voted for Trump.
That doesn't mind. I don't care about who voted for who. It doesn't matter who's in
Well, this is from the
office.
White House, right? Just right?
What?
So
Yeah,
yes,
we're talking about the issues that I did.
This is from Trump.
begin
What's your
talking
why you
okay,
sitting there
so
talking crazy?
we
What's
did
this
begin, or Chili's began the conversation by addressing something enacted by a Trump policy, but overall, if we're talking broadly about identities and how we fit together in America as Americans or some non-Americans or future Americans, then we're no longer talking about politics.
Yeah, my thing is, Tally, I don't assume, every nappy-headed American that calls himself an American is actually an American. I don't do that. There's a lot of people who are not American that unfortunately they're born here, So I don't feel like I have a need to defend them or anything of that sort.
Are you indigenous as well?
So I am American, not only by ideology, but yes, I was born here. My point is, Alaska, there's an ideological part that comes with being an American, and too many people want to ignore that.
But that's
So
literally the point I'm making, is they want to get rid of history. They want to just ignore it because it's...
So what history do you think they want to get rid of? Because you keep saying that, but I'm not sure what you're trying to get at.
Well, we already explained before, didn't we, about the lunch counter exhibition specifically they're getting rid of, and the thing we just read.
Okay.
Do you not think it's dangerous?
Hold on. Team, do you know what the lunch counter exhibit is?
The lunch counter?
Exhibit.
actually, sorry, thank you for pointing that out, Pops. Okay.
Hold on a second. It's not a.
Let's not just discredit him for 4 words of a
Well, actually, I would say, more so because you were educated.
Scrabble, okay? You're not.
Oh my gosh, ready when you are.
Okay.
Now, get back on topic, King. You know what
Yeah.
you're
So,
talking about.
because you had an American education,
I'll
I would think that
I know what it is, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's not like
I
I'm
know you know what it is, King.
this is
Exactly.
weird that males do this.
That I don't know the title.
Anyway. Very strange. So, you have an American education. I'm certain you learned about the Civil Rights era and the forced integration of restaurants. Is that it?
Of course.
Is that okay? So for me, it's like enough to hear lunch counter, and I know. So yeah, that's what they're removing.
Give him a little bit more contact. The actual, so what is this like because I'm thinking this is a piece in a museum.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. That's
So
a
this is
Smithsonian,
what.
I believe. Yeah, so what is that?
So basically, it's in a specific. I think it's in a specific part. It's a specific like Black history like part basically.
Is it a specific restaurant?
No, hold on.
Somebody just told me, but I think I visited that in the Smithsonian.
Hold on. So the
And the
Woolworth
control.
counter, they did it sitting at the Woolworth counter. That's kind of like doing integration in the 1960s by Black American. When they were putting the museum together, they took the counter and they put it in the museum. You can go and you can sit there and actually see a depiction and a film of what happened during that.
Oh, I see.
That's actually a very big point of history that people should know about this country. You can just remove that and say, well, because it portrayed, hold on a second. Just because it portrayed quote unquote white people as being aggressive toward white people, it's still history and it needs to be said. But I can say this though, right? At the same breath, Harriet Beecher is featured in that museum and she doesn't belong there. She's a white woman who did nothing, but you're getting praised on American history when she did nothing. John Greenfield is also featured. Maybe we should remove him because that's actually the DI. That's actually the DI part where they did nothing, contributed nothing, but they wanted to put white people in the museum, so they plucked a couple of DI and they put them in the museum to make white people look good.
But the
I'm fine with that.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
I don't have an issue with that.
no, but the issue is that like when you read the executive order, they're stating this as a new policy, which means they're going to continue doing this to other significant like exhibitions or whole museums. Like he could just now stop funding for a museum because it's a Black museum. That's insane.
If you were to remove, take that in offenses to white people in the museum, there will be no museum in the United States. I don't know if you guys have been. It's 15. The Smithsonian is a combination of 15 museums in Washington, D.C., right? You have the African American Museum, which is the latest one. Then you have the Native American Museum, which is fucking gruesome. But they do tell you the history. They do tell you how this country got it because it is part of the history. We need to know these things. It's not like, oh yeah, well, you make us look bad. You make us look bad, so therefore we're not going to show it to you.
Also, Tilly's just put in the chat also, about Trump saying he's threatening to defund schools that teach about slavery. Like that's wow.
That's not true at all.
Okay.
They just be making shit up, man.
Bro, King, why are they making shit up?
They be making shit
Look,
up.
like straight up in the chat.
You know what?
It's in the chat.
No, it's not. It was breaking news everywhere, Alaska. If it was true, it would have been breaking news everywhere.
In an appearance on Fox News, former President Donald Trump said he would shut down the Department of Education and punish schools that teach that America was built off the backs of slaves. It was our appearance on Fox News today. This was dated, this sounds like it was a while ago, pre-election, I'm assuming. But yeah, October 18th, 2024. Yeah, so he definitely has said.
What Louis just said, and what does that have to do with what Alaska just said? The two different sentences.
That he intends to punish schools that teach that America was built off the backs of slaves.
No, that's what you said. They said something else.
Just teaching about slavery.
Yeah, that's what Alaska says.
What do you mean teaching about
about slavery.
Yeah, so then
Teaching about
so
slavery.
this is where the First Amendment comes in.
Right, King, it's
Because
two
it's
separate
saying,
things.
It's not the same thing.
it's saying you can teach about slaves, but it has to be in a specific, in a specific like framing, or else, like there's
Yeah, he's saying a truthful framing.
What do you mean a truthful framing?
Wait.
And also
What is
the
the
same
truthful
land,
framing?
which it was.
What's going on here?
Was America not?
Oh my God! So
So
you're trying to tell me?
I'm just trying to figure something out. I'm trying to figure out what you guys believe.
Slavery was central.
Real quick, King, real quick. I'm trying to see what you believe. Do you believe that America was built off the backs of slaves?
It's not central. No, I do not believe that.
what do you mean by it's not
Then
central?
we can't.
No,
Then
what do you mean by it's not
disagree right
central?
It's not central. I do not believe American slavery was central to building America.
That's
Ridiculous.
right. Wait.
As a matter of fact, it's not ridiculous.
That's ridiculous, right?
When you look at the economic output, it is not ridiculous. Now again, that doesn't mean that American blacks. Let me finish.
What in the continent West is going on here?
Let me finish. That doesn't mean that American blacks did not build America. See the difference? American blacks were still helping build America after slavery. That's the key here. Right? Did you get that?
Do you understand that this country have practiced slavery longer?
Of course.
They don't have
Longer than it was a country.
Slavery.
Like, hold up, like, this entire continent is built on slavery.
Can I also
The United States is the oldest country in this continent at 249
I understand that.
years.
I
At
understand.
249 years.
King, what were America's main exports
Let's
to the
we
world?
on this continent.
He's trolling, yo. Yo, he's trolling. He's
Do
definitely
the
trolling.
math. Like, do the
I'm
math.
trolling? You saying I'm trolling?
can I also
I'm
say
not
that
trolling.
part of it was it's not
I
just
said clear statements. American slavery wasn't central to building America.
Not
Okay,
really.
this had
Not
to do
really.
with
What was America's main export from like 200
In the 19th century.
It was the integral part
In
of
the
the building of this country.
Y'all too emotional, man.
just
In the 19th century,
I'm not
the
trolling.
backbone.
I'm not
In the
trolling.
19th century, the backbone of the U.S. economy was cotton.
listen.
Full stop.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
I guess that built still. We still have the best cotton. I guess cotton built
We
America.
have Alaska good in there, gentlemen. Be gentlemen.
It means cotton built
Yes,
America.
it did. Yes, it did. Yes.
Right.
Listen.
Cotton built America.
No.
Not
The slaves that they used, the free labor that was used to procure that
When
product
did I deny that? Look,
And-
when did I deny that?
and profit off of it.
Go look at that, Alaska.
Wasn't free.
Don't make that statement. It was not free.
For centuries.
Also,
Free labor.
in addition,
When did I deny that, Louis?
When you say not central, that's empty now.
You did it with Max saying?
No, when you say not central, that's empty now.
No, it is not.
You say not central.
It's not central
It is
to
central.
how America has developed. And it didn't play a role.
Listen, it was more than central. It was integral. Without it, there is no United States, bro.
Integral.
It
It
is.
was so
Without
integral,
it, there
they
is
got rid of it. It's so integral, they got rid of it and started the
And then
industrial.
what?
It was so integral for half. Wait.
The fact
Half of the country feared. Wait. No. Half of the country feared so much that their economy would shrink when slavery stopped that they went to war. We fought over this.
You guys gotta listen to what people saying and not with your hearts. You gotta let the emotion go. I never said. If you're not listening to people's position, then you might as well
I'm
not have the
listening
conversation.
completely, bro. You said that
you're just not
slavery.
listening.
You're saying that it wasn't the core of the
It wasn't
economy.
central.
You're
That's
saying
correct.
you're saying
It
it
wasn't
helped
central to
the economy?
building America.
But there was a point in this country's time where
I agree with that.
Saying like anything. I mean, in fact, it probably.
It is what I said.
prosperity.
Because the first question y'all should have asked is, well, what time frame, how much of America are we talking about?
Well, that's what we mean. That's what
I mean.
Those are the
That's what I
foundations of a
mean.
nation.
if you go like Louis pointed out, cotton at one point in
Matt was addressing King and also Louis, but they're both muted now, so I don't see a reason why Alaska can't speak.
I can try to
Oh, so I can't
Yes.
finish what I'm saying, right?
If
I
you're going
can't
off the
finish what I'm
point,
saying. Y'all want to have a bad faith conversation.
No,
That's how y'all
you
run
begin
it.
your
Y'all want to run it like that?
you seem to begin your responses.
We all want to be
You
emotional.
seem to begin your responses in the middle of other people's
Like
questions.
that. I'm trying to keep it cool.
You're the only person
No,
who's
you're the one
upset
that's
here.
coming in and causing the confusion.
So anyway, one mic on Alaska.
And you sit here trying to move it
One mic on
off
Alaska.
to somebody else. You're the one that's coming
I don't know why you have
like
to
a
be this
woman,
way.
just like a woman.
Look here, Kyle.
Just like
You can
a
punch all the drywall you
This
want.
is
You do not scare anyone on the internet, and particularly not me. You need to calm yourself.
What I'm talking about.
Calm yourself. Deep breaths.
the other part.
Alaska.
Nasty attitude, nasty fucking attitude, and then they wonder why they fucking single. Fuck out of here.
I got
Do you see how that has zero to do with it? Go ahead, Alaska.
Go ahead, Alaska. Go ahead, Alaska.
So the other part of the sentence,
We don't give a fuck. We know what we want.
you need to get better at your mimicry. Anyway, yeah, the other part of that sentence, let's get back to the actual point, was stolen land, which is irrefutably true. I highly recommend the books, An Indigenous People's History of America, and Raoul Peck's Exterminate the Brutes documentary. Very good. Yeah, so he's basically advocating for ahistorical things to be taught and spread, and that's terrifying. So even if you want to debate and go into this other straw man stuff, you can't say that it wasn't stolen land. People were here before you.
The crazy thing
And the point
about
is that they're stopping this being taught.
I'll go after you, Louis. Can I go after Louis?
the crazy thing about this, and this the thing that's troubling about this is they're trying to paint a picture that that America didn't even need this. Like they enslaved them, like they brought people over from the slave trade and they enslaved them, but they didn't need to, right? There wasn't any economic driving factor. There was no they just didn't have to have them, right? They just had slaves, right? And that was that, right? We good?
Nathan had asked to go next.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you
I was listening to that, bro.
The picture is being painted is that you're saying that not only did they make black people slaves, but they didn't have to, and they weren't integral to the economy and to building the nation up to what it was, and that's ridiculous. It's trying. I don't even know what it's trying to.
Hey Jacob, I'm in fucking Lakeview, man. Let's get a beer. Yo, Jacob, man, I'm down at the beach in Lakeview. Let's get a fucking beer, man. Bro. Bro, what are you in, like a fucking bird cage or something?
Birds are clear. That's crazy.
Man, those birds are on Clown House.
I love this. Rami Isa made that claim. Says that Allah mentions in the Quran al-ats wal-basal, right? The onions and the what was it called? The ats. It's like a vegetable, right? But he doesn't mention the imam. Allah
Assalamu alaikum.
I don't understand the intention of trying to do that.
Yeah, so let's get this. You just got back into the room, B-Master?
Yeah, I did. I was
Okay.
talking.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation. I stopped.
Yeah, Master got a chance to talk already. We have a queue as well, too, people.
Okay, can you add me, Nathan?
You can go after Butcher.
Thank you.
So I just want to say this. Some things I believe what they're doing is right. Like telling kids that, hey, this land was stolen. I think it does create like sleeper agents, and that's not good for children. I think that some parts, like teach Black history, but teach certain parts of it to adults. Because I think the kids hear stuff about, oh, this land was stolen, these people are bad. I think it does do something. We have a lot of people in this country, you see them on Clubhouse, that believe that Black people cannot be racist. Like, literally, they cannot. That's, for me, that's crazy.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, do you not think that, but like, I don't know about you, but most of the people I speak to don't, like, it's not taught in school, so maybe that's the reason it should be, so that these conversations can
What,
happen
Black history?
earlier.
Black history is taught in school. Very
I
much.
know it's not.
In America, listen, all the time, you watch movies, you read stories, Black history is a part of
I'm
America.
confused.
100%.
What do you mean by sleeper agents? I think that's what I'm getting confused.
What I mean by sleeper agents is people who have this vendetta against people who are the colorful white, right? And it's for no rational reason, just from the information they heard in the past. Oh,
Yeah,
Black
that
people,
sounds like.
you did this to my people, you did this to my people, you had us all the time. You did this to my people, you did this to my people.
Yeah, that sounds like they weren't educated to realize it's the white system
weren't
of the
educated.
individuals. So
That could be the case, but it's how it is in America, right? And you see this too. Like, you have people from different parts of the world, different families. They born into America and they adopt the same ideology too, because it's a part of the American system. And I'm saying this because I know people that mother and father are not American, right? And they have the same rhetoric as well too. Oh, I'm like, look, we're talking about interracial relationships. Would you date? No. Why would I date a white person? What they did to my people? Fuck no. I would never. Like, what are you talking about, bro? What did white people? Go ahead.
Sorry, you land. No, you land. I'm sorry. I was just saying, like, we don't get taught anything. Like, I didn't learn about colonialism, fucking nothing at all. So we're like, the kind of education we get is, I guess, what Trump wants, and it is not good. Like, get so many people with.
Well, it doesn't seem like that.
It's really.
It seems like it's
scary. It breeds nationalism in a bad way. It breeds, like, yobs, as we call them here.
No, what it looks like they're saying is not take away all of Black history, just a certain version of it. A certain version, what it stands like is like, hey, white people are just evil, just inherently evil. I think that's bad history.
That's terrible.
Oh, Black people slowly.
That's not what's being taught. That's
Yes,
not
it
what's
is.
being taught in schools. I don't know what school.
Anyways, okay, so let's do that. Well, I think it's on internet.
We need to deport all Mexicans, bro.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, like, the influence that Black people had in early America was huge, right? I know the king would like this. Because of slaves, because of Africans that were bought as slaves, is the reason you have capitalism like it is in America, right? It's like, well, where do you generate all this wealth? Right? You have, like, look at America, right?
Look at America.
And his wife, he is superior than Ali according to you. So you see, there's no proof. There's still no proof from anywhere.
Assalamu alaikum. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
I saw him raise his hand earlier. I didn't allow him on stage. I said, you know what? Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he got to say. I should have known by his name that he's a clown.
I don't know why there's no. I don't know.
Assalamu alaikum wa
Bro, by the way, Abdullah, so you went through.
Shit, I know
Grand Rising!
It's a sound. One love.
One love! Big love! Free Tory, bitch! Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah!
Somebody on the YouTube channel that only got 2 views. Come on, Upper. Bring us the bed.
Huge part in our economy. Like America wouldn't have been able to compete with like all these other countries. They wouldn't, right? If it wasn't for slavery. Not at that time, man. And I'd like to point out to the history of that. Because I think that a lot of people like either forget that or they see the North as being like separate from that. New York and all those banks and like wealth there was built off giving loans to slaveholders and insuring the slaves. I just want to point that out.
Go ahead, Butch.
Yeah, it's just pushing back on the idea that slavery was. I think everybody made excellent points about how slavery was central to America's development, specifically cotton weaving.
They kicked me. I guess they're not so chill, huh?
Man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
So you want to explain about that?
Hello, Jacob, Lordy. I'm doing great. How are you doing, guys?
Hey Jacob, let's teach these guys some English and grab a beer in Lakeview.
Hey, Comedy, what's your name?
Hey man, my name is Comedy.
He's got a YouTube channel and shit, don't put.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well I gotta get going to Lakeview to grab a beer. I'll talk to y'all's later.
Okay.
Oh, he's not from. He's in Chicago.
Julia Jacob.
Can you please tell me what?
Yeah, but like that's fucking bearish because like gold is pretty high. It could pull back.
Yeah. I stopped using Bitvo denominated in gold. I mean denominated in dollars. I just happen to have denominated in gold.
Gold leadership is God.
Fish, apparently, someone said that Tom Vase was one of your trading heroes. Is that true?
That's a weird tip. Like he's a
I don't know if it's true or not.
no. I have the old version of his indicator and I like it.
Who is your trading hero? British?
సెట్ అయిపోయింది అంతా స్టోరీ కాంప్రమైజ్ అయిపోయింది వాళ్ళది ఇద్దరిది.
I invoke abiding one.
center and secret of the sun, and that most holy mystery of which the vehicle am I, appear most awful and most mild, as it is lawful in thy child, for of the Father